players here. Is it going to be a third? Or can TeamOne show us a little bit of magic? Some Brazilian magic.
Brazilian magic would be called upon here, EG. They don't have a lot of utility. TeamOne, however, do. And a pistol round victory would be a good start for this TeamOne squad, looking to get out of the gate here early and onto the board quick. Not allow EG to settle in comfortably. Mihu's the only one holding out towards B, has a kit and a nade. That nade could do some damage. And it does only land onto Mobs, but it still chunks him down a considerable amount. No rotations, though, from EG. They're still going to hold steady and let TeamOne walk in towards this underdefended bomb site. Now, with the information gain, perhaps the extra rotation will come through. They drop Mihu an extra nade. That could do more damage and maybe even make TeamOne think there's two players here. They're going to have full control of that B bomb set, at the very least, get that bomb down.
Obo, along with Cirque, going to be jumping right into the action towards that B site, going for this full-on retake. Smoke going to get thrown for Banana, so that forces TeamOne to charge back through it. Stanislaw could farm some frags here with the headshot from USPS, but he's flashed out. Mihu tries to come in, and he can't do anything at all. X and S will frag him, and Maluk drops Stanislaw. All of a sudden, TeamOne are just getting everything done. Breeze, the last one standing. And this is excellent news for the TeamOne side, as they will take round number 1, and likely in a clean sweep. Indeed it is.
Wow, well, I guess we give TeamOne the underdog moniker, and they pop off the flawless pistol. So perhaps this series may not be much of a stomp as we've seen lately, and in fact may harken back to that initial one between Extra Salt and Pain. That would be a welcome change of pace, John.
Yeah, it certainly would be. I mean, I'd be excited to see a very tightly contested match here on Inferno, but hey, look, we can't get too excited. It's just a pistol round, and those often don't necessarily dictate the flow of play. Cirque, forcing up with the rest of his squad. He is on the scout. We got 2 Deagles and 2 5.7s to round out the buy here on the EG side. Maluk. And Maluk K is waiting around mid, while the rest of his team will cycle on ahead. Molotov dunk down onto Porch. And that gives Exodus the space he needs to move up here. Breeze looking for a Wandig, and Cirque wants to spot out that scout headshot. He will be smoked off here. Perhaps gonna fire a shot through the smoke. He does. Won't connect on anything, at least not yet. And first damage does come in here. XNS is the one to find a truck side. Charges onto the site proper. Knows there's a player in pit who will be isolated, but Breeze hits the headshot. Pesa charges on through to get Cirque over in library, but Breeze is still standing here. He's trying to make life difficult for TeamOne at the very least, but at the end of the day, TeamOne will clear things out without too much of a fuss.
Pretty clean round there from TeamOne, only losing 1 player. They will not bother about that all too much. EG lose the 4 spy, so they will be on pistols here coming to this next round. Maybe a little bit of utility as well scattered across the team, but overall, it's going to have to be the USPs to get something done. Perhaps a stack towards B is on the cards from them, as all 5 players initially positioning over on the B side. Instead, they'll just send 4. It leaves Stan as the lone man towards A. Double MAC-10s for TeamOne, though, as they look to pressure in towards Banana early on. They look to be very committed towards this B side, John. This could be a mistake here from TeamOne in this round. If they don't read into this quickly, they might get punished.
Opener here, but here comes a swing. Can they deal with it? Yes, they can. Yeah, look, TeamOne walked to the stack and didn't lose a single player. That's 2 rounds in a row that they've had, or excuse me, 2 out of 3 rounds that they've had all 5 players up and running, which means their economy is nicely built up. They have a bonus round coming through here. But here's the real test, Austin, right? The rifles are out for EG.
And look what Cirque has in his hands. It's his magic wand. The big green indeed. No utility for him, however, but he does have the op. He's got the B spawn too. He's going to take that over towards Banana. Try and peek on down, see if he can get some unlucky sap over here. But Pesa's blind, and he domes Cirque. That is about the worst possible scenario for EG to kick off this round, and it just got worse with Mihu taking a nade down to 49 HP. Team 1, however, not going to go towards B. They're going to run up on A. Breeze has one, but only one. He's blown over, and Stanislaw unable to come up with anything from Mini Pit. Malbs has the double entry over on the A site. Plant comes down. They're going to have to save EG. They might be able to recover the op, but Team 1 off to a furious start, 4-0 to kick it off.
What is going on? What is happening? Team 1 look completely lost on Overpass against Triumph, which are definitely no EG. I can say that with a lot of confidence. But now EG down 4-0 against Team 1, unable to do much of anything. They've only gotten, what is it, 3 frags? 2 frags in 4 rounds against Team 1. Mihu's waiting here to throw a Molotov should a player come near him. And I think he spotted the leg, throws the volley down. He could die in turn, and he does. Molly won't do much of anything. Obo gets tagged down to 8-0. He is done and dusted as well. Team 1 are up 4-0, and the economy is now broken for EG.
Broken and a free op for Maluki. The economy on Team 1, too, contrast that to EG, is overflowing. They can have a cornucopia of nades, a plethora of weapons, although bolstered mainly by CTM4A1Ss. It's a nice setup for Team 1 to this round. It's going to be a half buy from EG, though. A little bit of investment over across the board. Cirque has the Scout, Deagles, and a P250 with armor and light utility purchased up by the CT side. Cirque's going to be hop around back towards Arches after he swings through middle, finds no information. In the meantime, though, Team 1 are defaulting around, sniffing out towards Banana, passive towards alt mid, making sure nobody's pushed through deep middle.
Okay. Rocking the brand new op from the Mirage collection. That one's a beauty. Just firing away. Down Banana. Malbs leading the charge here. And now he will tuck himself into Cubby, gets a smoke thrown his way, and they're just going to leave him here to create a distraction, a diversion, and try to draw some more EG members towards that B site. As of right now, EG are still holding their ground. Oh, could we see a rotate here? The smoke comes through, and indeed, well played for Team 1. They've drawn everyone off of the A site except for Breeze, and he's only got the Deagle in his hands. Of course, it is just an eco round here for EG, so you understand why they would take that risk and rotate around. What's Team 1 doing? They're now walking back into the B site that they baited EG towards. This could spell a lot of trouble.
They're probably expecting EG to probably rotate off, and that's exactly what happens. They catch him in the rotation. Malbs with make it a third, as he's just swinging around with that M4A1S and Breeze. He's all alone with the Deagle in hand, looking to get something done with that fancy Vaporwave looking thing, but maybe one onto Malbs. Not even one. 4 kills for Malbs. And Team 1, a flawless anti-eco. Gonna boost their economy significantly. And again, they still have those M4s saved over from that first gun round. And there's not a helmet on EG aside from Stanislaw. And Cirque lacks the utility. He lacks the helm once again. If he peeks towards Banana and he dies one more time, I think they'll just tie him in towards a site. But he's going to go towards A this time, has the A spawn. Perhaps a mid play, no. Maybe into apps, it seems. But either way, Team 1, they have a 5-0 lead. They're going to look to really establish dominance here on the server, as they're going to default heavily towards the A side, only leaving Malbs to make sure nobody's really going to push down Banana, throw a little bit of utility to keep them occupied, as the rest of the squad walks up brackets with what looks to be a very fast change of pace. Smoke's coming in already. It's the minute 26 mark, and they're already walking in towards Arches, where Cirque is posted up in Library.
Oh my goodness, XNS tearing the head off of Stanislaw. Where is this coming from Team 1? And he gets Cirque as well. The op is down. Maluke, Pesa, and Malbs still have not died, and XNS dropping the 3-piece. Breeze and Obo, the last 2 standing. We thought this might be a little one-sided, but in the other direction. Team 1 are impressing right now. Obo does manage to take down Malbs, who's been the star for Team 1, not only in this series, but overall. He gets a second for himself on Maluke, but Pesa responds, leaving only Breeze standing, probably on a save, because he's got $0 in the bank account and everyone else below 700. Team 1 are up to 6 on their T side of Inferno.
I am going to make a Premier League reference. It's a soccer football reference if you're from
Yes.
anywhere but Northern America. EG has a partnership with Wolves. I'm a Wolves fan. I know this team inside and out. They never start off well. In fact, they let their opposition get the better of them in the early going. But that second half Wolves team definitely does have a lot more bite for its bark. Maybe EG are picking up on some of that, where they start off slow, they can come back into it later on. As it stands, though, EG are struggling. They'll save the op for Cirque at the very least. They can half buy around this, even if they want to force. It could work with shotguns and SMGs on Inferno with the op in the hands of Cirque, and a decent spawn towards the A side for him. Not the best, but it could facilitate a mid-peak. They're going to call a timeout, though, and figure out what they want to do, and this is a good call. They've lost 6 straight rounds. It's the sponge timeout, and they're going to take this time to try and fix what's going wrong.
You better call a timeout. Absolutely down 6-0. Talk things over and figure something out. You've got the op in Cirque's hands still, and I think you should be buying around that. They could still go conservatively, maybe get some deagles and 5.7s and hope that the op can farm away from Cirque, because he still has not gotten on the board here, which is extremely unusual. And another unusual stat that you really won't see very often is that TeamOne, after 6 rounds, have fewer deaths than they do rounds 1. 4 deaths combined amongst them, and Pesa still has not dropped to the ground at 0. So EG do indeed go for that pistol buy up, a little more conservative. 3 deagles and the 5.7. The op is really the one they're looking to get those for. Oh my goodness. Maluke immediately drops Cirque, who went for that quick peek down mid. I think Cirque has died in the first 10 seconds of the round 2 or 3 times right now with the op in his hands. Anyway,
Yeah.
Stanislaw is going to find mobs. That's something here for EG, and the op has been recovered by Breeze. So it's not lost yet on the EG side.
Well, Pesa spammed down Stanislaw, who was looking for some damage through that smoke. TeamOne still ready to hit this B side eventually. And EG heavily positioned over towards A with the op in the hands of Breeze. They basically want to protect that at this point, I think. It was only a half investment for them into this round. They were looking for that op to really become that difference maker. But look at the rotation from Mihu. He's joining up with the A defenses, it seems. TeamOne, they're walking back into the stack. This is the second time they've done this.
Yeah.
They got out unscathed the first time, but with Breeze on the op and Deagles and armor, there's no guarantee this is going to be a free one. And wait, Maluki's clearing up towards B. He's not even going to clear it, though. Breeze has one. There's a double swing coming through here.
There we
Breeze
go.
with the second. The flank comes through. And this is why I said it's probably not going to be a free one. They walk right into the trap. The pincer has been initiated. The claws pinch down. And TeamOne are left shell-shocked. Maluki, though, can come back into this one. Breeze denies. And, well, that one did not go as expected.
It's perfect for EG. There we go. They're waking up. It's Breeze who's the one to get the frags with the AWP. XNS and Pesa were dropped, and then PRT ends up going down, I believe, to his teammates. So EG are on the board. They have won. They won it without investing much into that round as well, which is even better because they can buy up here. Full on buy. 3 A1Ss. The AK saved over from the previous round. And of course the AWP back in Cirque's hands, who needs to make a little bit more noise than he has over the past 7. Pesa walks up. He's got Oboe trapped here, but Oboe does manage to fight his way out of it, despite the fact he's getting flashbanged to hell and back. And he will die in the Molotov, though. He didn't throw the smoke in time. Bit of a blunder there. Mihu has a smoke in his hands and he will throw that dead ahead, but Mobs catches him off. 4v3, B site vacated of anyone on EG.
Bomb should be going down momentarily, but Stanislaw is here to try and stop this push. He'll spam through. The Molotov does not go deep enough for TeamOne. It will get extinguished. Maluki tagged down very low as well. And Stan singed a little bit by the fire as he retreats to group up with his teammates in T spawn or CT spawn. XNS, though, he's still over towards A. He can flank if EG don't decide to save, and if they do, they're going to walk right into his crosshair. Breeze seems to be ready for this. So they're at the very least, they are expecting the possibility. Stan gun out, runs though into XNS, who does get dinked down by Breeze in the meantime. More damage. Cirque's trying to zero in on the position 2. XNS finally felled by Breeze, who's been really the only breath of fresh air for this EG squad. Cirque will finally get his first kill of this game, was sitting at Secret Agent Man status up until that point. And Team One are definitely going for this hunt. There's no reason why they shouldn't. They have so much money they can play this and take these guns out of the hands of EG. It's so much more valuable than any money they could have. Cirque, though, will start to build up a little confidence with those 2 kills on the save. We go to a 7-1 scoreline, heavily in the favor of Team One on the T side of Inferno. EG's CT economy has been a bit of a problem, as we've seen throughout the course of this matchup so far. They never really are able to build up a bank.
Yeah, but I wanted to kind of echo what you were saying about Cirque there. Yes, he only finds the 2 frags on the exits, right? But it's still 2 frags. He hadn't gotten anything up until that point. So hopefully it's enough to get his feet under him and finally find the important ones. That's the openers. Before going down quickly to what has been a losing battle against Maluke. PRT. Charge out here. And I actually like the fact that Cirque has decided to take a passive hold here. Definitely flashed out. He will have the support of 2 as riflers and finds Malps. A second one from Stanislav, but the trades are good for Team 1. Cirque, though, connects for his second on the round. 3v2. Maluke and Pesadello, the last 2 standing. Bomb not in their hands, though. It has been dropped at the feet of Cirque, who's waiting, flicks to get Pesa, but hits his leg, and he's down to 8 HP. He's looking for Maluke now, and Maluke goes down. Cirque and Obo wrap it up, and EG do manage to strike back for their second over the last 3.
Confidence building for Cirque indeed. It's exactly what he needed to get back on the board, and he does respond in fine fashion. 3 kills in that round with the op, holding down the lane and making sure Team One cannot walk up onto his ace site. Nice little repeat there, and the final kill. Nice and poised. Good flash from Mihu as well. Who does a very good job there to help out his opper. EG now 2 rounds on the board, and Team One starting to get to the end of their economy. Not quite there just yet, but they only have about 1 more round in the tank. Pesa should be fine. That Molotov should not spread to him out in the mailbox. Obo might aggress off of the back of this. The Molotov goes onto the car. Molly Obo out of the area. They swap to utility, but Malbs has traded, and he might just go back for more. Cirque, though, barely spots him out and has that next kill. Maluki's looking for a trade back, but Mihu's not going to cross. He has the idea that somebody will be Molotov will force him to the open, and it's going to be the kill. But still, 3v2 in the favor of EG. They have the man advantage. The bomb need to be recovered for Team 1. Now the Brazilian squad have to make their play, and it does not look like it's going to be towards B.
That's an opportunity to bring this round back a little bit. Spots out the player at pit. That's Breeze. Can't get the shots to connect, though. Flashbang tossed over. XNS still hungry. Wants to get the job done here. Nice nade from PRT. Might force Breeze out of position, and it does. XNS finds it, but Stanislav waiting right there for the trade. An excellent one, in fact, and the follow-up as well on PRT. EG now have 2 in a row, and they are starting to find their rhythm.
That's a good, clean round for EG. Don't take too many casualties there. They'll be able to reinvest heavily into this round of all the utility. They'll keep the op for Cirque. Team 1 have now bought down to the end of their bank accounts. They have a Galil on XNS as well. The op for Maluki once again. But it hasn't really had the same impact as it did in the earlier rounds. EG playing a bit more of a passive style the last few, but they're going to mix things up. They're going to go aggressive down middle, and Maluki has to run away, knife in hand. And Cirque holds down the mid-push. The bomb is still safe for now. But the fact that that initial mid-push ends with neither team getting a kill is kind of absurd. And there's been a lot of damage exchanged between these two for the first 25 to 30 seconds, and nothing's really been converted one way or another just yet. However, Obo goes aggressive, gets legged off by Maluki, and he's going to have to run away, but there's 3 players here on B as Cirque bolsters the defense, and he posts up, staring at that corner cross.
Yeah, Cirque hasn't died since getting that 7th death. He's got 6 frags in a row. Maybe that save round, as we were mentioning, is what he needed to get on going. Bit of a stalemate right now, though. No frags coming through from either side with 45 seconds left in the round. XNS jumping out here from window room, and he's just going to watch the flank for his teammates who are going to be pushing onto this B site. They have a little bit of utility left, a couple of smokes and 3 flashbangs. One of those smokes will need to be committed for CT, and that's what Maluk is doing. Not sure if they're going to use the other one for coffins or if they're going to save it for a post-plant situation. They will need to clear out both Mihu and Obo from B, and Cirque, well, they don't throw any flashbangs out for Malps. He is just literally peeking dry. Mihu, as a result, gets the easy frag. And now Team 1, 10 seconds left. What are they doing? They have to be perfect here on their execute, and they are! Wow! Leaving not very little, no time at all to spare on that hit. XNS spots out Stanislaw, and Breeze goes down as well. How is this going Team 1's way? EG had everything. The time, the positioning, and Team 1 still take the round and the half with those 8 rounds.
Oh, EG. Of all the rounds to lose for them, they get that initial kill on the take, but XNS holds things down in towards spawn, and well, it's just going to be a nice take from Team 1. They have a good amount of firepower on the squad, and I think I mused towards it earlier on in the pregame. If Team 1's individuals can step up and play to what we know they can, they will make this a game. I like this mid-rush, though, from Obo. He's got one great flash from Breeze. Maluki's around the corner, but Obo denies. Looking for a third, does half damage, but now it's coming back and forth. XNS holds the line on the backside. It's all down to Stanislaw and Breeze with the Deagle. 3v2 favoring Team 1. Still decent damage done by EG on this mid-aggression on a pretty much no investment round. Minimal pistols and utility purchased up, and that's what you want to see from EG. You want to see them being able to have some successes from basically nothing into these rounds. And with this 1-1 split and Breeze over towards B, there's still a chance they could still get the round. Breeze is going to send that one down range and fall away. This Team 1 will recover the AWP and march up Banana towards B. Breeze rotating in towards A, however, thinking he might have scared them off perhaps. Nope, he hears the footsteps up on Banana, and he's going to rotate back.
Breeze buys lonesome. I mean, he will have Stanislaw coming on the flank, who does upgrade himself to a Deagle instead of the USPS. Maybe he can hit some headshots a la Obo, who opened up this round with quite a bang. Stanislaw coming in. It's being watched, and now he has no one ahead of him. He is the last standing member with XNS spraying down Breeze. Stanislaw might just post up at logs and hope that someone gifts him a rifle, as this round is likely lost.
A 9th round on T's side, Inferno, John.
Here's the thing, Austin, right? Team 1, full credit to them. 10 seconds left, going for your execute. Extremely risky. You literally have to be perfect, and the odds are greatly against you in being successful because you have to rush everything. EG, all they had to do was wait for the right opportunity to pop around those corners and deny the bomb plant. They don't even have to take the fights. They just have to deny the bomb plant, and it's over. I don't know. It's just a questionable play, honestly, and I know it hasn't exactly been the best of halves for EG, and I don't want to take anything away from Team 1, who have been playing lights out, especially Malps, who's sitting at something like 130 ADR. But still, I expected more from EG.
I expected more from EG too, particularly given their performance against 0-0 Nation. But Team 1 are performing adequately themselves. And that hit, I think, just goes to show how much confidence they have. It is a more delayed tactic, but they've been switching up the pace quite well against EG, trying to force the rotations away. They didn't win that battle. They don't win the initial engagement now towards Banana. But still, I think Team 1, it was a calculated risk, and they had the money to really spare it there. But look at this entry out towards A. It's going to leave it to a 3v3, and Pesa is still very low. But they're waiting for the push from behind. Oh, the timing, he stays there for another 10 seconds. Is a free kill onto Obo, who's now creeping up towards under and making his way up middle. This lane crunch could end poorly as Stan sits in mini pit. In comes the drop, though. They've not spotted him out. He finished off PRT. He does not get anything else, though. Pace is low, and he still has the next one. The opposite in the hands of Maluki, though. And Pesa will not take that AWP. Maluk swings out onto lane, and he catches out Obo. Mihu, the last alive, might spot out Pesadelo. But Mihu is going to be caught by Maluki. 10 rounds to 3. When EG start to have something going for them, Team 1 batter them back down.
Jeez.
This has been a monster T-half from Team 1. And EGCT's side also kind of looks a little lackluster, too.
How do you break this down? Look, I mean, Malbs, who's on to 15, here's what needs to happen. This is TeamOne's path to victory, right? Malbs always pops off. You can rely on him to do that. He just needs one other player to support, and then TeamOne really do have a chance of just out-dueling you and coming out with those round victories. Not only does he have Besa, XNS, who was critical, I mentioned it earlier, critical in that Premier run that managed to get them to Pro League in the last season. He's also contributing in such a big way. EG have been relegated back to the Nico round once more, and Malbs, well, who else but him at the tip of the spear getting the opening 2K. Now he's gonna spray through the smoke and hope to find a little bit more. Mihu getting cheeky. Comes out, finds Pesa, spamming through the smoke once more. Good flashbang thrown, actually, by TeamOne to their own teammate, but it's still Mihu unable to connect on any of his shots at the end of the day, and it's a 4v2 in favor of TeamOne. Now Breeze and Cirque on the Deagles, separated on the map, at least for the time being. Cirque is going to have to rotate on from CT and get into construction if they want to have a chance of retaking, but I'm not even sure that's on their mind.
I don't think they'll try and save given their loss bonus and what they have left in the economy coffers, but I guess they just want to steal away rifles? An EG player, they are the underdog in this scenario. And by no metric do we expect EG to be the underdog in this scenario. However,
No.
Here we are. Let's watch this again. In comes all of the utility. Malbs has the spray. Stanislaw gets forced forward, and Malbs will get the second. It's just TeamOne now with all this confidence behind them. There's so much momentum behind them. They're a boulder rolling downhill.
Well, I think we can confidently say that Overpass is not TeamOne's map because they just look complete. I don't know how you look that lost in this strife and then come and do this to EG, right? Malbs is just storming down Banana again. This time against the rifles. Mihu and Obo just target practice for him. Throwing the smoke for CT. And now Stanislaw gets a response, but it's only one 4v2. Complete control of the B site gained by TeamOne, and Cirque is by his lonesome. The reinforcements are literally on the exact opposite side of the map. So Cirque has to wait for his teammate to get down Banana. That's going to burn time off the bomb here. And they're also at a 2-man disadvantage.
You know, I did say that Group B was going to be wide open, John.
Yes.
I did not expect it to be this wide open, man.
Oh.
This is incredible. Basically, I think anyone can literally win this group. Anyone can make playoffs. I think Fury has the best chance as I believe they sit at 2-0 top of the table. Everyone else, though, is around 1-1, which completely opens things up as Breeze is done for just a moment. And that moment is gone. 12-3. TeamOne's T side Inferno was a masterclass. Can they come back and finish the job on the second half? Find out in just a minute.
Singing
Well, if you're just joining, you're probably wondering if the scores are wrong and reversed. But no, you are seeing correctly. Team 1 put up 12 rounds on T-side Inferno, leaving EG sitting at 3. They have to pull things back on their T-side now, John. They've gone for a decently heavy utility buy.
Yep. It's pretty much, well, it's been the meta for a while now to go for that utility buy. I honestly wish that everyone just buy utility, and I'm not even sure the armor matters too much at the end of the day. I feel like on T side in particular, in order to execute your strategies and maybe implement some sort of skill towards the pistol rounds and get rid of the RNG or eliminate the RNG of pistols to a certain extent, you got to get more utility. And I think at a minimum, 2 players on T side should have it up and running. And I think we saw 3 players do it in a previous BO1 that we casted today, which was even better. Either way, EG are going to be working their way up Banana. They absolutely need this round. It would be catastrophic if they lost this pistol round as well. They need that momentum right off the bat. They're down 12-3 against a team that they outrank both in terms of their HLTV rank and, I was going to say before this started, in terms of their mechanical ability, but TeamOne have sincerely impressed me. Breeze going to be walking up here. And he's blocking. Hey, good on EG. At least they get the bomb planted, but TeamOne was playing this retake.
In they come, 1 headshot for Pesa and make it 2. Mop up towards Banana. Stanislav finishes off Bulbs though, and that's a good player to take out. And he's gonna get a second, but PRT has found Breeze in the meantime. XNS pops up for another, and Obo, the last alive from U-Box, needs some new life for EG. And that new life, John, is extinguished like a Molotov in smoke. 13-3 in favor of the Brazilian squad. But EG, they did get the bomb down, so they are gonna force. But it's not gonna be that big of one. I don't think they won't have, at the very least, a lot of utility because they only got 2 kills. Let's see what kind of rifles they want to go for. Cirque's going to get one as well. Obo on the MAC-10. Mihu might join him. Deagle for Mihu even. Yeah, just 3 rifles. The utility is scant. Only Mihu really having anything. Look at Team 1's buy. Look at the utility on XNS, Maluki, and Pesa. So much of it. PRT as well. Gonna use a lot early towards Banana, and Pesa's gonna go down. Push through this Molotov. It's not that good. Have to know he's down here close, but this has gotta be something that they don't really have an idea of how to deal with.
I really like the amount of space that TeamOne has gained here down Banana and the information they have too. So they can keep these players posted up on A very comfortably, because unless unless Pesa goes down, of course, they don't have anything to worry about towards that B side. Now Pesa's going to cede that control, going to fall back to top Banana since he knows no one's there, and that will allow PRT to rotate and potentially help out here on an A side hit. EG, of course, forcing up into this round. 2 AKs, the Galil, the Deagle, and the MAC-10. And the luxury of this type of force buy due to the bomb plant in the previous round. And now they're slowly but surely making their way up bracket. They need to find the frags. An opener must be found on either XNS or Maluke, should they choose to go towards pit side. But it looks like Arch side will be the play. And look who they're up against there. It's the top fragger, Maltz. He gets flashed out, and okay, Breeze finds the space that they need. They're probably going to cycle around to the B side here and pincer on in. That's exactly what's going to happen. TeamOne not really expecting a PRT trying to duck back to cover. Are they going to expect Pesa here? They do. He only gets 1 after Obo trades him. Here comes EG. Only 1 player left to deal with. It's PRT who does at least ensure that his death does not occur without a frag in return. 2v3. Cirque is quite lit down to 17 HP. Very vulnerable as he's the one to plant the bomb. Nade going to be thrown here. Maluke taking his time, waiting for XNS to rotate around and support.
XNS is the utility to that. Nade could dunk on Cirque and drop him instantly. A flashbang is in his hands too. And, well, they're going to decide against this take. No aggression from EG means they're not going to get an early pick. And they think better of it. They're going to save these guns, go into the next round. XNS is an AK, so definitely want to save that. And EG, they're going to grab their 4th at the very least. Nice force buy victory from them. Good read overall. And they're not going to go quietly into the night just yet. Team 1, though, I do like this call to save. This is definitely a very mature one. And they're probably going to force up with the rest of these players. Perhaps have Maluki drop that SMG over to somebody else, so they can have more utility and armor here. And I want to see a shotgun come out from Team 1 if they do force. Send that out towards like Boiler or Apps. Oh, Chicken Massacre, Maluki.
Oh, Maluke.
How dare you?
Why?
What did the chicken ever do to you, man?
And enough chickens have died on Inferno. Let's be kind to them. They look so pretty now, too.
I say that, but I knife chickens every chance I can on this map.
You're a terrible person.
It warms up my flicks, man.
Mihu gonna toss a nade down, connects on pace to take him down to 75, and it is gonna be a force buy coming through here from TeamOne off of the 2 guns that were saved in the previous round, the AK and the MP9. EG are heading towards this B site. Malb's waiting there. He's very good with the deagle. I'd say of the Brazilian teams, he's one of the best. There we go. You see a flashbang. He immediately just spams, panic spams, right?
And then he jumps and hits his head on the top of porch, too. He doesn't even get back around the pillar, which is the original intent. I do like this banana pressure still from EG, though. They left Oboe here to make sure nobody aggresses through that smoke. Nobody has. And Malbs pays Adelo. The ones to hold this back. Malbs rotates back towards front of dark. Paces and coffins, but Maluki's here. He's ready to go. Malbs dodging flashbang, spots out Stan in towards first oranges. Takes the first shot, floats for a second, only does damage up to 2, but here comes Maluki.
No.
1, 2, 3! They're all gone! It's down to Cirque, and he's got at least one back, but the favor is not, or the tide is not in his favor. It has swung back the other direction. Another shot as they're taking 1v1 duel. Are giving this to Cirque to continue in this manner. Cirque, he's got the bomb. He's not having enough time to rotate around. They double swing. They give him the opportunity. One by one, they peek, and Cirque hits them one by one. He shuts it down and secures a 1 versus 4 to basically stay alive in this map. TeamOne. That is a massive blunder.
Yeah. Look, TeamOne's been pretty good up until this point, but that's exactly right. An absolutely insane blunder by them. You have bomb control, 4 players alive, no reason at all to show face to Cirque, and they do it time and time again. Not only that, they don't double swing. It's just one at a time. Here you go, Cirque. Take 4 1v1s and win the round. Still, I mean, it's a good job by Cirque to ensure that opportunity comes through to him and finally waking up this time with the AK. But
He still never should have had a chance to win that, though.
yeah, it was a very weird round, to say the least. Breeze, now with the AK in hand. It looks like Mihu, excuse me, is already down for the count. It's Malbs that connected on him. I mentioned his deagle is scary. He's still got it in hand. Can he get another one? He does! Oboe through the smoke goes down. Malbs. There's a reason why he has that MD. Because he's surgical with the Desert Eagle. He's going to get a 3rd, maybe a 4th. No, finally goes down to Breeze. But Maluke's got a chance to get the bomb planter. He does. Only one left here. It's Breeze. Again, things falling apart for EG. This time against only Pistol. Breeze gets dinked down to 3 HP, and he's done and dusted. TeamOne have done it on the Eco. 14-5 in their favor. Oh my goodness.
What? I'm sorry. How do you lose that? Malbs gets so much damage with the deagle. Surgical
Right.
indeed. He's a doctor of death and destruction. But they lose it in the end to USPs without armor. This is becoming shambolic for EG. There's no way to sugarcoat this. You are a team ranked number 2 in North America. And you're letting this happen to you. And now they're on pistols again. X and S prime opportunity. It's a force up from EG, John. They lose this round. They're broke going up against a match point. This is horrendous.
I don't really have words right now.
Yeah,
I'm
scraping
watching.
the bottom of the barrel here.
Honestly. I mean, look. They'll have some losses coming from the next round, so if they lose here, it's still a chance, but oof. Luke decimating Mihu as he tried to come through mid. Super utility flying on through for EG. Maybe they'll have a chance to overload Maluke. They do, and they also find Pesadella. Okay. Something potentially brewing here for EG. Stanislav with the bomb on his back. Going to try to engage the bombs. He's been pretty effective so far, but this time Stanislav wins the duel. 2v2. Obo is hanging on here from library, waiting for the rotates to come through, but unbeknownst to him, they have rotated, but not in the direction of library. They're going up banana. Stanislaw probably expecting this because he's got the information that no one's on his flank. He will be planting the bomb by his lonesome. Doesn't wait for Obo to get in position to ensure a trade will come through. Now he's got a flashbang of his own. He's going to toss over here a couple, in fact. And that should delay them enough to let Obo get in place with the AWP. This could be an EG round victory. Flash being thrown. Obo connects on PRT, but it's XNS to spot out Obo. Oh yeah, I don't know. He doesn't know where Stanislaw is, of course. He taps the bomb, try and bait him out, and XNS wins the 1v1. It happens again. TeamOne are able to pull it back for a 15th.
XNS. We called upon him to show up in this matchup. He has. Literally everybody on TeamOne has, though, for that matter. I mean, you look at the kill counts across the board. Everyone is doing fantastic. Except PRT's at 9 and 9. He's still even. He really hasn't been tested all that much. That's the thing, too. When Mobs is mopping up everyone, Maluki's making things happen with the op. Pesa and XNS are destroying on the rifles. What more can you ask of PRT to find when his teammates are getting all the kills? But here comes Maluki down banana. He has the first one, flashbang from Pesa. Spots the cross, but he's not going to take the shot. Instead, he'll peek further and get more information. They're going to go back towards A off the back of this, though, John. We're going to walk into a 4-stack from TeamOne because Mobs is rotating back here. A double up in pit, too, with no real utility to clear it out. They're going to run into a stonewall defense on this A site. It's only a matter of time before EG fall in this one, unless Stanislaw and company have other things to say about the aim. Mihu falls to Pesa, Breeze and Cirque pushing down, but Pesa has another. Stanislaw trades, but in comes PRT, and this time his phone is the one that's ringing. He has a nice little pop flash for himself, does not over-aggress from it. Stan spots the back of the gun, though, and he's not going to expect this. Stanislaw needs to lead by example on the IGL, the squad, but he cannot hit the headshot. Maluki